Hi, welcome. I'm Ann Johnson, and this is 60 and Ready to Chat. Are y'all ready to chat? I did a live stream last week, and to say I was nervous to do it, it was my first live stream. I had never done it before, and I was a nervous wreck. Passengers on the Titanic weren't as nervous as I was. And you can clearly show, it clearly showed. I babbled for 5 minutes and then I wanted out. I wanted to quit that so badly. I could taste it. But I thought, no, just you can do this. You can do this. Keep going. I don't know what I said. I had notes. I lost the capacity to read. I just kept going for 18 minutes until finally I just was done. And you probably are wondering, if I was that nervous and afraid to do it, why did I do it? And the main reason was because of 60 and Ready to Chat. I started 60 and Ready to Chat as a place where midlife women could come and talk about their challenges and their successes. Share what's going right in their lives, share where they're finding challenges, just be themselves and talk. And I enjoyed the comments that I was receiving for the videos. And I thought I would like to be more interactive with my viewers. So I decided to go do a live stream, and I was afraid. And I think that a lot of women, when they go to do something new in midlife, feel the same way I did. Maybe they weren't babbling, they don't babble, but there's this fear. I did a chat one time, and I tend to refer to my videos as chats, but I did one time on wanting more in your 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, however old you are, and that you're allowed to look for more, ask for more, go for more, and that being afraid is not a reason to hold yourself back. There's different reasons why we're afraid. There were different reasons why I was afraid. And the first one was I was afraid of looking foolish. Am I going to make a fool out of myself? I don't know. Maybe I did. But, I did it. I just moved ahead, onward and forward. The other is being judged. If you feel like you're looking foolish, you're afraid to be judged. And I got to be honest with you. Nobody's going to judge you. Nobody. People are very self-absorbed. They care about what's going on in their lives. Not too many of them really care what's going on in everyone else's life. Sure. If it's your family or a wonderfully good friend, you care. But my aunt one time had her fingernails were falling off. And instead of going to the doctor, she just painted the skin. And I said, why are you doing that? She said, well, I don't want anyone to notice and think badly of me. I'm like, you'd rather go without fingernails? Go to the doctor. Nobody cares. And if they ask, just say, hey, I'm going for the doctor for this, going to the doctor for this. So no one was going to judge her because she didn't have fingernails and they didn't look bad anyway. But that was her biggest fear. Nobody cares. So if you're afraid of being judged and you're afraid of looking foolish, what's the other thing people in their 50s, 60s, and 70s are afraid of? Well, I was afraid that I was too old. I mean, let's face it. You look at these live streams and it's pretty much just young people doing them. The young ones doing gaming, doing makeup tutorials, except for Nicole Johnson. She's 50 and she does a fabulous job with live streams, but she's just one of those people who can do anything. She's great. But I was thinking to myself, I'm too old to be trying something like this. And then I looked at myself in the mirror and went, what are you talking about? You're not too old. You're not too old to do anything. Oh, we have a certain I in the house. Good to see you, Jen. Thanks for joining me. Like I was saying, there's no reason to be afraid. If you're afraid of doing new things, you're afraid of living. And I know none of you out there are afraid of living. When we get to be 60, 50, 60, 70, it's a little more difficult to be try new things. And I'll tell you why, because when we fail as we perceive it, it's usually just a setback, it's not a failure. But if we see ourselves as failing, it hurts our ego. We have gone our entire life doing the right thing, doing great things. Some of you have raised children. Some of you have had happy marriages. Some of you have lived independently. Some of you never married and had wonderful careers. So when you try something new, there's this fear that you won't do it 100% perfect. So you wait. You keep waiting. You keep waiting for the right time. It's the wrong time of the year to take a class. It's the wrong time of the day to go jogging for the first time. And we wait, and we spend our life waiting. That's not living. Then there's the maybes. Well, maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll take that class. Maybe I'll take that trip. And what happens? What's maybe? I was in television sales for 20 years. And I remember a sales manager telling me, if you go and see a client, they're either going to say yes, no, or maybe. And let me tell you something. No and maybe are the same things. They're the same exact things. Because maybe means I'm not making a decision. And if you don't make a decision, that's a no. So when you say to yourself, maybe I'll do this, maybe I'll take that trip, maybe I'll go live, you're basically telling yourself no. Jen, you're in the chat. I'm going to put you on the spot. What keeps you from doing new things? I'll give you a second to type. She'll probably leave now that I pointed her out. But it's important that when you're trying new things, that you just go forward, forge ahead, onward and forward. I didn't quit. I fumbled the ball, but it was only the first quarter. I fumbled the ball in that first live stream, but it was only the first quarter. I got a lot of more quarters left in me. And it was the beginning of the quarter, actually. So I think I did okay. I think I did okay coming back. Look into your heart and say if you fumbled the ball lately and why you fumbled the ball. Was it you were trying something new? Or maybe you fumbled it because you didn't do anything at all. You just stood there. My stream here's what Jen says. The fear of failing, I have to be 100% at anything I do. I have unrealistic expectations on myself when I'm learning something new like YouTube. So that's my biggest fear. I think that's a common fear for a lot of people. We think we have to do it perfectly. And we live our lives that way, right? If I can't do it perfect, I'm not going to do it at all. There are a lot of people who, my grandson is like that. If he can't do something, he doesn't do it. So if he can't get that math paper perfect, he'll find an excuse not to do it. Does anyone else do that? And by the way, Jen's talking about doing YouTube. She has a comedy channel where she does comedic skits and they're hysterical. So look her up, A Certain Eye. Yeah, my stream happened and it was messy, but Jen says, YouTube has been very humbling and it's actually helped me get over myself a bit. That's the truth. Not just, I can say that about me too. YouTube has been very humbling for me. And I fall on my face and somehow I pick myself up. And then there are times I don't fall on my face and I just go forward. And those are proud moments. Those are great moments. I think life's a little bit like that too. You go walking down the street, you trip over something and down you go. Oh, Marie has entered the chat. Hi, Marie. Glad you could join us. I don't mean to be giving a pep talk, but I think that as we go through life, we should embrace fear as a way to protect us from bad things, but not be overcome by fear so that we don't do new things. Fear in itself is nothing wrong with it unless you let it control you. Marie, we were just talking about what keeps you from doing new things. What keeps you, Marie, from doing new things? What have you been putting off? When you look at your life and you look at, I don't know, your goals, your dreams, what haven't you been doing that you've been wanting to do, that you've been hoping to do? And what's holding you back? Is it, like Jen said, not being perfect? Is it, like I thought, about looking foolish? Is it that you think you're a little too old for something? And confront that. Confront that feeling. And say it out loud. I am not too old. I am not going to look foolish. I do not need to be perfect. You can say these things. And when you put them out there and say them, you kind of disarm them. They don't have the power over you anymore. And then you're able to move forward. Marie says that what keeps her from doing new things is the need to get out of my comfort zone. Oh man, that is a good one. I think a lot of us are like that. Get comfortable with life and you've got the safe little house and you don't know what's outside that door. So we're going to stay in the house. That's what agoraphobia. They're afraid to leave the house. So sometimes I think we have agoraphobia with our life. And you have to swallow hard and just say, okay, here's a little thing I've been wanting to do. I've been wanting to go gray with my hair. I've been wanting to learn to dance a salsa. It's a little thing. Go do it. Well, the gray hair is not a little thing, but learning to dance a salsa, take a class. That's a little thing, but it's big if it's outside of your comfort zone, right? You don't need to be perfect. Be it if you're doing a salsa, doing YouTube, leaving your comfort zone. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be you and push forward. Hold on a minute. I think I've been talking too much. I'm getting dry over here. Look, we're all figuring this out. A certain eye says, comfort zone is such a trap, isn't it? It's easy to stay doing those things that are comfortable. It is. It is, because then you don't have to worry about getting hurt. If you sit on a comfortable couch, you don't get hurt. And I think that's important. When I was a young woman, I learned how to ride a horse. And I was in my 30s at the time. So I wasn't like I hadn't grown up with horses. I was 34, maybe 32, somewhere in there. And the people I was riding with were all 10 years younger than me, and they were jumping over fences, horses. And I was terrified to do it. But the instructor said I could. You can do this. You know how to ride. You're a very good rider. You can jump this fence. And it was just a little, I don't know, 1 foot. I could step over it, for God's sakes. But it was the hardest thing I ever did up to that. Well, not the hardest, but it was one of the hardest things I had ever done, was to take that 1,200-pound animal, get up on it, strike a canter, which is a slow gallop, and jump the fence. And I was much rather have been just trotting along the ring or walking down a trail than jumping over that fence. And I'll never forget how thrilling it was. I mean, absolutely thrilling it was to jump that fence. And I was addicted. I left my comfort zone. I could have just stayed trotting around the ring or just walking on a trail, but I pushed forward and jumped that horse. I'm not saying go out and jump a horse, but if there's something you've been wanting to do, swallow hard and just pick at it. Do a little part of it. If you always wanted to sculpt, take a sculpting class. Doesn't mean you have to make a whole set of dishes. Make a bowl. You'll find out if you like it or not. Because frankly, some of these things that you may try, you may not like. And that's okay. You tried them. A certain Jen says, that story about the jumping reminds me of a time when I was doing ballroom dancing. I was doing medals, and usually it's 2 teams before the exam. However, things changed, and my teacher said you'll have to be examined after 1 term. Oh, I'm sorry, not teams, terms. I was doing medals, and usually it's 2 terms before the exam. However, things changed. My teacher said you'll have to be examined after 1 term. I was mortified. Ooh, I'd be mortified too. To have something dropped in your lap is a little scary. Not the same. But he said you can do it. And so I thought, okay, if he says I can do it, I can. And I did. Good for you. Isn't that funny how one simple you can do it will make you feel good and make you feel like you can do it? But why does it have to come from somebody else? Why can't it come from within? Why can't you tell yourself you can do it? You have the control. Why can't you do that? You know, think about this a minute. Those of us in midlife are held back by a lot of things. If you're in the workplace, you may be facing ageism. That'll hold you back. That sure will hold you back. If you're have an illness of some sort, diabetes, that can hold you back. You may not be able to do everything you want to do. That holds you back. There are always people out there that will hold you back in one way or another. Maybe you're married to somebody who doesn't encourage you. Maybe you're not married at all and feel like you can't do something and that you're being held back. All these people holding you back or situations holding you back, don't you hold yourself back. Don't you hold yourself back. Say to yourself, I can do this. Just like Jen's instructor told her, you can do this. So sometimes someone else's faith in you is enough. If you trust that person. I was quite young and I needed input from others. It's no longer necessary. Remember that. That's very wise. It's not necessary. It shouldn't be necessary when you're in midlife. It's nice to be encouraged, though. I know that. You know, my husband was setting up lights for me to do this live stream. And never questioned why I was doing it again after he saw me have a nervous breakdown last week. But he was without saying a word, he encouraged me. And it's amazing how people can do that with you. But there are naysayers out there too. They may not say anything, but their actions may say everything. But don't let them hold you back. And don't hold yourself back. Well, that's about. Oh. A certain I, Jen, says you've recovered quite well from your nervous breakdown. I'm doing better. I think I'm babbling a little bit still, but I'm trying to get my points out. So hopefully I'm doing it. So anyway, we're just all figuring it out. And don't let fear get in your way. Don't let it. Remember that most people don't care what you do so much. So don't be afraid to embarrass yourself, feel foolish, be judged. And for goodness sakes, don't be afraid you're too old. That's the worst of all. You're not, unless you think you are. You can control that. Well, I'm going to get going. Oh, here's Marie. I have certain friends who can push me and then I go full force. Isn't that wonderful when you have a friend that can do that? You know, friendships, and I have a video coming out Sunday about midlife friendships, and I think they're the most important friendships in the world. They change. Friendships change over the years. But having even if it's just a small one or two women around you can change everything. Yes. Oh, Marie, thank you, Marie. She says, yes, you were doing well. Love all your videos. Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, I'm going to get going. I really appreciate you coming to the chat and interacting with me today. I really appreciate that. And hopefully see you in my other videos. And all I have to say is thanks for the chat. Oh, thank you, Marie. Bye-bye.